Chapter 10, Naomi E. The little one, Brianna, reaches out to hold my hand, and before I even know it, the other Naomi and I are swinging her the way Mom and Dad used to swing me on my way to kinder, which almost rhymes with finder splinter, but everyone calls it kinda kinder when I was little. It's weird to be the older one, the big one. I've never been the one who swings before. It's fun, but only for about a minute, and it seems like Brianna would like us to keep swinging her until our arms fall off our bodies. And she won't stop singing. Everyone else is pretending it's adorable. The other Naomi sometimes chimes in harmony. Dad might even be... Yes, he is. Dad is singing along. We turn left at the corner instead of going straight, the direction of Morning Star. Dad, I call out. He and Valerie got far ahead of us because they don't have to swing a 4-year-old. He turns and smiles. Dad, Morning Star's that way, I remind him. Valerie, who I wasn't talking to, answers. We thought it would be fun to try someplace new. Shelly Ann's? The other Naomi says. I think we might really need her caramel cake today. Today we're trying NAOMIS, Valerie said. It opened 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to act like a brat, but I feel like one inside, because all I want is to be at Morning Star. I kind of need the way everyone smiles at Dad and me when we walk in, and the table in the corner that's always waiting for us, plus a bagel or a croissant. It's almost like our home away from home, especially since Mom left. I stop swinging my arm, but Brianna pulls my hand back, trying to force another swing. The other Naomi and I do one more quick swing, and then I drop Brianna's hand before she can try for more. We've been swinging her for 2 whole blocks already. Everything's good at Shelly Ann's, Brianna sings in the same way she was singing that Sally Go Round song, but the words don't fit the melody. We'll go there next time because it's the best bakery in the world. You're something else, Brianna, Dad says, laughing. Finally, we stop in front of a storefront with a little blackboard easel sign out front that says, Open for Business. It's new looking and cute, and when we open the door, a delicious buttery cinnamon apple smell greets us. There's something about it. Oh, it smells like the apple crisp my mom makes. She says it's the one recipe she's never messed up, and it makes me miss her in a really big way. Shoot, my eyes are tearing up and everything from a stupid smell. Dad, I whisper, do you think there's a bathroom here? I don't want to cry in front of everyone. It may be only for the people who work here, but I can ask. Naomi, look! Brianna runs over to the display case. They have the biggest cookies. That one is bigger than Rahel. A bald guy who's lining up cupcakes on a low shelf stands up. Whoa, he is very tall, and his smile somehow makes me feel better. I wipe my eyes with the back of my hand, relieved no one saw. What can I get for you? He asks. Your bathroom? Valerie asks. I always forget that I'm a lousy whisperer. I'm okay, I say. Thanks. I smile at her. Dad looks so proud that I have to look away, which isn't hard because I'm in a bakery. Cookies with sprinkles, black and white cookies, chocolate chip, oatmeal chip, 5 kinds of cupcakes, brownies, blondies. Brianna's putting her fingers all over the display case, making marks, something I feel like I was born knowing not to do. Are you going to have a bagel or a croissant? Dad asks me. We don't sell bagels, the bald guy says. Can I get you a croissant? I see them in a little basket. They don't look all buttery and delicious. Could you tell me what's making that smell? That like apple-y cinnamon thing? Is it a crisp or a tart or... our famous sunny apple morning muffin. Muffins are cake-shaped like breakfast, Brianna says. Can I get you one? The man asks. Before Brianna can start singing about a muffin man, I blurt, Sure, a muffin sounds great. I regret it right away. A muffin? I ordered a muffin? The other Naomi makes a face like I ordered stewed turtle or something. The man? Is he Yumi? Puts the muffin on a plate, and I take it to a table with 4 seats. The table wobbles when I put my plate on it, so I stand next to move to another, but not before Valerie sits next to me. Tell me what you thought of the club, she says. Did you have fun? Over her shoulder, I can see the other Naomi and Brianna pointing at brownies and cookies. Desserts! And I'm eating a stupid breakfast muffin. A muffin's better than, I don't know, toast, but it's definitely not cake shaped like breakfast, which is wrong anyway, Brianna. It's breakfast shaped like a cupcake. Why didn't I get a cookie? Well, I didn't know anything about duotech before the class, so I definitely learned stuff. The teacher, Julie, was nice. It was okay, I guess. But it wasn't about liking or not liking the class. It was about not liking being tricked into doing it. I didn't like that at all. And now I have to wait until Dad and I are alone before I tell him. For now, though, I have to eat a stupid muffin on a wobbly table. The tables at Morningstar don't wobble. Brianna races toward the table and nearly breaks her plate when she slams it down. I get to sit between the Naomis. Naomi, you sit there, she says, pointing at her sister, and then at the chair on the other side. The other Naomi takes a deep breath. I will sit where I want to sit, Brianna. Then she sneaks a look at her mom and sits in the chair Brianna's pointing at. Want anything, Val? Dad calls from the counter. Maybe split a donut? Who splits donuts? Dad could eat 3 donuts in one sitting easy. Valerie has the same idea. Why split? Let's get 2 and share. He comes to the table with 1 chocolate donut and 1 jelly. Valerie stands and offers Dad her seat. Val, please sit, Dad says. I'm happy to stand. So am I, she says. Neither of them sits. What did you get? I ask the other Naomi. I got a butterscotch cookie, Brianna says. She was talking to me, the other Naomi says, but she says it in a calm voice, one that sounds used to an interrupting little kid. I was going to get caramel cake, but this place doesn't have that, so I got triple chocolate cookie. Triple? I say. What's the third? Brianna starts singing something about triple being the most chocolate. Naomi talks over her. There's the cookie, the chips, and there's chocolate frosting on top. Want to try it? I shake my head. We're all quiet. I pull the top off my stupid muffin and eat it, trying not to think about the better things I could be eating. So, Naomi, tell us about girls gaming the system, Dad says. I don't say anything because I already told Valerie, and Dad and I can talk about it for real later when we're home. But the silence grows, so finally I say, it was fine. At the exact same time, the other Naomi says, it was okay. Brianna cracks up and doesn't stop. I'm going to get some tea, Valerie says, walking to the counter. Does anyone else want anything? I want to trade in my taste nothing like my mother's apple crisp muffin for a triple chocolate cookie, but I'm too embarrassed to ask. I'll have a cup of coffee, Dad says. I need to dunk this in something, he says, holding up the tiny bit of donut he has left. You 2 Naomis always think everyone's talking to you, Brianna says, looking at her sister and then at me. She's still staring at me when she asks, Do you have a middle name? I feel myself blushing. I don't like talking about middle names because I hate mine. Well, I love the reason for my name. I'm named after one of the most famous costume designers of all time because Mom is obsessed with her. This woman won 8 Academy Awards. 8! And she was brilliant. But unfortunately, her name was not Ruby Head or Violet Head or anything other than Edith Head. I'm Naomi Edith, which Dad knows I like to keep secret. So it's hard to know why he blurts it out right as Valerie's coming back to the table with 2 mugs in her hands. She's Naomi Edith, and you're Naomi Marie, right? Dad asks. I open my mouth to object, to ask how he already knows the other Naomi's middle name, but I don't even want to make it worse in front of this whole other family. What's he going to do next? Talk about the time I threw up on the escalator when he took me to see the Harlem Globetrotters? Edith? Brianna says way too loudly. I think it's a nice name, Valerie says. It's for a costume designer, I say. She designed those gorgeous clothes Audrey Hepburn wore in Roman Holiday and Sabrina. Valerie nods. Edith Head, she says, which is really surprising because hardly anyone has ever heard of her. That's cool, the other Naomi says. Then she looks at my plate. Don't you like your muffin? I'm not that hungry, I say. She smiles and hands me a piece of her cookie. which is the most delicious thing I ever ate. And I decide right then that I'm going to try to be kinda kinder.